My name is Noah Harper, 32 years old, senior backend engineer at a fintech startup that still thinks free LaCroix is a personality trait. I have the broad shoulders of someone who rode crew in college and the slight hunch of someone who now spends 12 hours a day staring at Kubernetes dashboards. My wife, Dr. Olivia Harper, yes we hyphenated, yes people make jokes, is 34, theoretical physicist, MacArthur Genius Fellow, and the only human being I've ever met who can make quantum entanglement sound flirtatious. We live in a narrow 4-story brownstone in Cobble Hill, Brooklyn. Exposed brick, creaky stairs. A kitchen island big enough to land a helicopter on. Everyone who visits says it looks like a Pinterest board had sex with a physics textbook. They're not wrong. It was a Thursday in late October when everything changed. I remember because the radiator was clanking like it was auditioning for a horror movie, and Liv came through the front door at 8:47 p.m. carrying a matte black carbon fiber case the size of a violin. She was still in her lab outfit. Black silk blouse, high-waisted charcoal trousers, Louboutin heels that cost more than my first car. Her auburn hair was twisted into a knot held together by what I swear was an actual pencil. She looked like she'd just proved the existence of God and was deciding whether to tell him he could do better. "Noah," she said, voice vibrating with something dangerous, "I need a test subject. Tonight." I was on the couch in sweatpants, debugging someone else's terrible code, beer halfway to my lips. For what, exactly? She set the case on the coffee table like it was nitroglycerin, flipped the latches and lifted the lid. Inside, nestled in charcoal foam, were 2 rings. Brushed titanium, thick bands, no stones. A hairline seam of violet light pulsed around the inside of each one like a heartbeat. They were beautiful in the way a loaded gun is beautiful. "Quantum consciousness transference," she said as casually as most people say. "I brought home Thai. Localized, reversible, entanglement-based body swap. 100% success rate in murine trials. I need a human baseline." I laughed so hard I almost dropped my beer. "Liv, babe. You're punking me." She slipped 1 ring onto her left ring finger, right next to our platinum wedding bands. The violet light brightened, synced to her pulse. She held out the 2nd ring. "I'm deadly serious, Noah. 7-day window. Fully reversible. No cellular degradation. I've triple-checked the math." Her green eyes were shining the way they only do when she's 3 espressos and 1 breakthrough past sane. "I need someone I trust completely. Someone whose neural map I've already memorized just by loving them for 8 years. I should have asked 1,000 questions. I should have requested the 400-page ethical review board report I knew she had hidden somewhere. Instead I said, if I wake up as a golden retriever, I'm biting you. She squealed, actually squealed, my brilliant, terrifying wife, and dragged me upstairs. Our bedroom smells like her perfume, Byredo Gypsy Water, and my cedarwood candle obsession. She sat me on the edge of the bed like I was a patient and she was about to deliver life-changing news. Rules, she began, counting on her elegant fingers. 1 ring is master, hers, 1 is slave, mine. Swap duration. Exactly 168 hours unless manually terminated. Consciousness only. No soul nonsense, just full neural pattern transfer via entangled photons. Autonomic functions remain with the body, hormones, digestion, reproductive systems. And the big one, she blushed crimson, sexual response stays with the body, not the mind occupying it. My mouth went dry. Meaning? Meaning, she said, voice dropping into the register she uses when she wants me on my knees. When we make love, I will feel everything my body feels and you will feel everything your body feels. From the inside. Every nerve ending. Every rush of blood. She bit her lip. Everything. 8 years together. We've done things in this bed that would make the neighbors move. But this was a whole new level of intimate. She held out the ring. I slid it onto my left ring finger. The violet lights synced with a soft chime. The room tilted. Then the world folded in on itself like origami made of starlight. It didn't hurt. It felt like falling upward into warm water while every atom in my body learned a new dance. Purple. Gold. White. And then, I opened my eyes and I was staring at myself. Except I was 5'6", not 6'1". My hands were smaller, manicured. A faint scar on the right thumb from when Liv sliced it open chopping shallots last Christmas. Long auburn hair brushed my bare shoulders. I looked down and saw silk camisole, nipples peaked against cool fabric, the weight of breasts. real, full, moving when I breathed. Between my legs, a smooth, foreign warmth. A deep, internal ache of absence and possibility. Across from me, my own body blinked, hazel eyes wide. Noah? My voice said, but softer, breathier, unmistakably Olivia's cadence. I opened my mouth. Olivia's voice came out, musical and edged with panic. Liv. Holy fucking shit. My body stumbled forward, staring down at broad chest, flat stomach, the unmistakable bulge in my boxer briefs that was currently reacting to everything. Oh my God, she whispered in my baritone. I have a penis. I laughed. Couldn't help it. The sound was pure Liv, bright, contagious, a little filthy. She looked up, eyes huge. I have to pee. Right now. Go. I waved at the end suite. Aim for the love of God. Lift the seat. She bolted. I heard the unmistakable sound of a first-time standing pee hitting porcelain with the accuracy of a drunk firefighter. Then a triumphant whoop. I sat down to pee myself and immediately understood why women hoard toilet paper. The sensation was intimate, vulnerable, weirdly soothing. When she came back, cheeks flushed, she was grinning like a kid who just discovered fire. That was incredible, she said in my voice. Everything just hangs there, like it has opinions. I stood, wobbled, and nearly fell. My center of gravity had relocated to somewhere around my chest and hips. I took one step and my new breasts bounced in a way that was both alarming and deeply distracting. We stripped and stood naked in front of the full-length mirror. She ran my hands over my chest, abs lower. Everything feels so external, like it's all on display. He cupped my balls with reverence. These are so fragile. Cupped my breasts and felt heat bloom low and deep in a way I'd never experienced. A slow internal molten ache. And this, I breathed, thumbs brushing nipples that tightened instantly, is all inside. Everything pulls inward. It's overwhelming. She watched me touch her body with something like prayer. Then she stepped close, my taller frame towering over her smaller one now. Touch me, she whispered. I did. Slowly. Carefully. Then not carefully at all. We learned each other all over again from opposite sides of the mirror. When I kissed down her neck, my neck, I felt stubble for the first time. When she kissed down mine, I gasped at the sensitivity of skin I'd never noticed before. When she slid my fingers between her legs, my legs now, I discovered wetness that wasn't mine and a clit that made my knees buckle. When I guided her hand to my cock, her cock now, she groaned at the surge of blood, the ache of need that was sudden and urgent and nothing like the slow build I was used to. Making love was like reading our favorite book in the author's handwriting while simultaneously being the book. When she came inside my body, I watched my own face contort, felt my own muscles clench around her fingers, heard my own voice break on her name. When I came in hers, waves rolling from a place I didn't know existed, deep and rolling and endless, she held me through it, whispering, I've never felt that before. Not like that. Not from the inside. We fell asleep tangled, her in my arms, me in hers, both of us crying a little from the sheer impossibility of it all. Day 1 was wonder. Day 2 was discovery. I had to go to work as Dr. Olivia Harper, lead researcher on the Quantum Consciousness Project. I spent 20 minutes trying to walk in her heels. Another 30 learning how to pee in a public restroom without dying of embarrassment. My bra dug into my shoulders. My hair kept falling in my face. My hips swayed without permission. But then something wild happened. I walked into the morning stand-up and pitched an optimization to the accelerator alignment problem that I, Noah, had been trying to get heard for months. As Olivia, they didn't just listen. They hung on every word. Took notes. Called me brilliant. Derek, the Australian postdoc who'd been flirting with Liv for a year, practically tripped over himself to agree with me. I came home furious and exhilarated. You get taken seriously, I told her, kicking off the torture devices she called shoes. They treat you like the second coming of Feynman. She was sprawled on the couch in my body, barefoot, Xbox controller in hand, smirking. Welcome to pretty privilege, babe. Also, your job is boring as hell. How do you not die of PowerPoint? That night she cooked shirtless because your body runs hot, and I almost set the kitchen on fire staring at my own abs flexing while chopping onions. Day 3 was blood. I woke up to cramps that felt like someone had parked a truck on my uterus and was doing donuts. I curled into a fetal position and whimpered. She came in with chocolate, a heating pad, my doll, and my own face soft with sympathy. I'm so sorry. I forgot it was due. I glared through tears. You forgot you turned me into a human pincushion? She laughed, then climbed into bed behind me, spooning me with my own strong arms, rubbing slow circles on the exact spot that hurt. She kissed the back of my neck, her neck, and whispered, "I've got you." I fell asleep feeling safer than I ever had in my life. Day 4 was jealousy. Derek kept texting. "Miss you in the lab today, Dr. Harper. Drink after work? Just us." I read them while blow-drying her hair and saw red. That night I waited until she got home from my job, which she was apparently crushing, poured her a glass of wine and casually asked, "So, Derek seems nice." My eyes widened. "Noah. Do you like him hitting on you?" Her voice, was sharp as glass. She set the glass down. "I've never encouraged him. You know that. But you like the attention," I said. "I can feel it. Every time he looks at this body I feel proud. Desired. It's intoxicating." She stepped close, cupped my face, her face with my hands. "The only person I want looking at me like that is you. Even when you're wearing my skin." We had angry, possessive, mind-blowing sex on the living room rug. I rode myself, until we were both shaking, until she begged in my voice, until I came so hard I saw stars and forgot which name was mine. Day 5 was fear. The rings started beeping. Rapid, urgent, red instead of violet. Olivia went pale in my body. That's the fail-safe. The entanglement's destabilizing. If we don't reverse in the next 48 hours, the swap becomes semi-permanent. The neural pathways start rewriting themselves to the new host. I stared. Define semi-permanent. We might be stuck. Forever. Or until I build a new prototype. Which could take years. My stolen heart stopped. Day 6 was desperation. We tried everything. Rebooting the rings. Recalibrating the entanglement field. She worked in the basement lab we'd converted from a wine cellar, sweat beading on my forehead, cursing in my deeper voice while I paced upstairs in her silk robe, feeling her body like a rental car I was about to lose forever. At 2:14 a.m. she came upstairs, eyes red, holding a tablet covered in error logs. "It's not working. The entanglement's too stable. The mice never lasted this long. I didn't account for emotional bonding strengthening the link." I laughed bitterly. "So we're too in love to swap back?" She nodded, tears spilling. We sat on the kitchen floor, backs against the cabinets, holding hands across our swapped bodies. "I don't want to lose you," I whispered. "But I don't want to lose me either." She rested my head on her shoulder. My shoulder. "There's one more thing we haven't tried." "What?" "Complete neural synchronization. Merge consciousnesses for a few minutes. Overload the circuit. Reset the entanglement." I stared. "Merge? As in, both of us in one body?" She nodded. "Yours. It's bigger. More processing power." She blushed. "We'd feel everything together. Every thought. Every memory. No secrets. No walls." I searched my face on her. Saw the fear. The trust. The love. I took a breath that lifted her breasts. "Do it." She initiated the protocol. The world dissolved again. But this time I didn't fall. I expanded. Suddenly I was both of us. I felt my own heartbeat in hers at the same time. I remembered our first kiss from both sides. Her nervousness when I tasted like cheap beer. My racing pulse when she smiled against my lips. I remembered the rainy weekend in Portland when she whispered, "I love you," first, and I felt my soul leave my body. I remembered the way my laugh made her feel safe after her father's funeral. I remembered her pride when I stood up to my toxic boss and quit on the spot. I remembered every orgasm we'd ever given each other, layered like echoes in the same body. I felt her love like a supernova. And I felt mine crash right back. We cried. Together. One body, two souls, perfect harmony. The rings screamed. White light. I gasped awake in my own body. Tall again. Heavy again. Male again. My own hands. My own scars. Olivia blinked up at me from the floor, back in her own skin, tears streaming down her beautiful, familiar face. "It worked," she sobbed. I pulled her into my arms, and kissed her like the world had ended and begun again in the same breath. We reversed the swap officially the next morning. Burned the rings in the backyard fire pit while drinking terrible champagne and laughing until we couldn't breathe. But something stayed swapped. I notice things now. The way she rubs her lower back on day 2 of her period. The way she angles her body in meetings to take up less space. The way she sometimes needs to be held without being fixed. She notices when I need silence after a long day. When I just want to be the little spoon. When I'm scared I'm not enough. We still call it the week. Sometimes late at night she'll trace my jaw and whisper, "I miss your boobs sometimes." I'll laugh and flip her over. "I miss your orgasms. Those were efficient." We never built another set of rings. Some experiments you only do once. Some bodies you only borrow long enough to realize the one you were born in was always meant to hold hers. And some love stories don't need quantum physics to swap souls. They just need 7 days, 2 rings, and a wife crazy enough to love you enough to wear your skin for a while.